I'm Tasha.
And I'm Fallon.
And together, we're the hosts of No Roadmap with Tasha and Fallon.
It's a podcast where two black women have real, random talks.
We cover everything from hobbies to relationships, pop culture, and social issues.
We don't shy away from the tough conversations, but we also like to have fun and be ourselves.
So join us every other Thursday as we share our thoughts, stories, and experiences.
You never know where the conversation might take us, but we promise it'll be worth it.
No roadmap, just real random talk.
So what do you say, Tasha? Are you ready to hit record and get started?
Let's do it, Fallon. Let's give the people what they want. Hello, and welcome to another episode of No Roadmap with Tasha and Fallon. I'm Tasha.
I'm Fallon.
What are we talking about today, Fallon?
Today, why did you just lob that right over, and I was going to just answer it all easy peasy?
Because sometimes you have to do that.
Sometimes you have to do that.
Your turn.
Today, we are talking about mental space. Mm-hmm. What is taking up space in your brain that is nonsensical, maybe useless, that you could use that space for other important things?
Yeah.
So,
so on that note,
tell
us some things that are maybe taking up some mental space for you, and you're like, why?
Rent.
The movie. The cast recording. The actual Broadway
musical.
Just
the movie was
I knew.
All right. You knew I was going to judge you with that.
I knew you were, and you know what? As soon as I said the movie, I didn't mean it. I did not mean it.
I saw the look.
You saw it.
You were
the
like,
deer in hell. Oh my gosh, she heard that. Rent is taking up mental space
all the time. Everything is rent.
Everything.
Have
you ever been in a production of it?
Yes.
Who'd you play? Don't tell me. Don't tell me who you played. Is it who I think you played?
Who else am I playing?
Joanne?
Yeah.
Okay. Just once. I want to see a production where there's like a saucy Latina Maureen, or I don't know.
I think
Filipino Joanne.
The because I'm pretty sure it's race specific, because
I'm sure it is too.
You know, Joanne's supposed to be like the the well-read, educated black woman with...
Yes, who went to Miss Porter's.
Right,
yes.
even though my parents were white because we couldn't find any more black people. Problematic theater!
See, that part right there.
But literally, every time, like, the husband will say something, and immediately, this morning, oh my gosh, I can't even remember what he said. He was like, oh... The phone rings, and like, we scream, tune in on the answering machine. Like, every time, it'll be the slightest little phrase, and I'm singing the line.
Is it always from Rent? Because don't you I find for me, especially when I'm around other performers, that it takes nothing for a word, a phrase, sometimes even a look for me to break into a lyric of something that's just living rent free in my head.
Right. It's not just Rent. It's all
no
the
pun
things.
Intended.
It's all the things.
It's all the things. Okay, so is there a reason you think they live in our head because we long for nostalgia?
I think sometimes things are just catchy.
And you just can't get rid of it.
And you just can't get rid of it.
Yeah. It's almost like just a perpetual earworm.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. Because weren't we just talking before about, last episode, talking about Weilers? That stupid drink.
The drink.
And I don't know why that pops into my head. But stop the world, I wanna cool down. And Wilder's got the coolest fruity taste around. What does that do for me?
Why do you know that whole thing?
Right. What does it do for me?
But come on, I mean, same thing.
Weilers!
Yes, Weilers. I was about to start singing the Big Red theme song. You know, it's like...
That big red freshness.
Yes. Your fresh breath goes on and on. Why you choose, say goodbye a little longer, make it last a little longer, give your breath long-lasting freshness.
Because it's literally how you have to say it.
Because that's how you have to sing it. When I recall very clearly being in either 4th or 5th grade. I had a girlfriend, and after school, because I was a latchkey kid, because that's what we did in the 80s.
Yes.
And she was a latchkey kid because both her parents worked. So we would go home, we would call each other on the phone, and we would do our homework together on the phone because I couldn't have company because my mother wasn't home.
Right.
Nor could she. And after we got all the big, that crap out the way, we would sit down and we had these notebooks, these composition books filled with commercial jingles and TV
cannot
theme
with you.
songs. And we had the title, the lyrics handwritten, and I'd be like, "Oh, did you see the commercial for Good and Plenty? Once upon a time there was an engine.
I cannot.
Right?" And she's like, "Oh, I have that one. Did you see the commercial for?"
You are a different level.
We took this very seriously, and theme songs to TV shows. Come on. Thunder, 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 cats.
Oh my gosh, me running around the living room pretending I was Tara.
Oh, my brother loved himself some Lion-O. You could not, even though to me I thought it was more of a Pantara, but he was just Panthro. That's it, not Chitara. Panthro. Thank you. I thought it was more of a Panthro.
Yes.
But he was a Lion-O. He loved Lion-O, and you know who I was? Snarf.
Oh my god. I was not prepared for that.
Come on, Snarf.
I was going Wily Cat.
Who's the biggest clown you know?
Straight up Snarf.
Snarf.
So my brother never calls me. And one time he called me and I missed the call. And it was a voice message. He had the guy who did the voice of Lion-O call me.
No.
And leave me a message.
How?
He was at a convention or something and the guy was there. And I was like, Lion-O just called me.
Oh, how exciting.
The best voice.
I love Lion-O.
Yeah.
I don't know what he looked like in real life, but in my 12-year-old mind, he was saucy.
Bengali was the Bengal tiger. Oh my gosh, he was hot.
Yes,
hot cartoons.
Love. See, I have the theme song to Small Wonder in my head.
I love that show.
For no reason.
She's a small wonder, lovely and bright with soft curls. That show was messed up though. They kept that girl in the closet.
She was a robot. She wasn't a girl, man. She wasn't real. She was like the vacuum. You put her away.
She was not like the vacuum because didn't she use a vacuum?
Listen, man. She was a computer-generated Vicky. Yes,
Vicky was magical.
She was a Roomba.
She was not a Roomba.
She was an autonomous.
Stop it. I love Vicky.
Propelled vacuum.
I love that
Didn't she actually move on wheels at one point?
I feel like that was
she
a thing.
did.
We need to go back and check.
We do. But that's the kind of stuff that, and I like you know me, I love to sit and reminisce. So my longest friendship is with my girlfriend, my OG BFF, and oftentimes I'll bring up something from our childhood just because I like the feeling of nostalgia.
Right.
Even though we were poor and didn't have a pot to pee in and one to throw it out of, we were happy poor. I was happy poor. I can't speak for other people. There may not have been some folks who were happy.
I was wonderfully middle class.
Come on, middle class.
So we had cable. So
see, I didn't get cable until I was in high school.
So I was watching,
for it.
The Disney Channel back in the day when it was
Didn't know there was a new Mickey Mouse Club. I didn't know there was a new Mickey Mouse Club until NSYNC came out.
Now it's time to see you later. Never want to fake, Sorry. Because through the years, double MC's giving up. Cheers, we're going to make you move. The scene is so smooth, so keep it up and keep it in the groove. To the music, move to the style. The mouse is back. The house is going wild. The club's got it going on funky style.
Hey.
MC's got it going on funky style. Got it going on with a funky style.
Yes.
MC is going up and the house is going wild.
If Regina's listening to this episode, you're welcome.
I have that whole album.
I feel like she does too.
You know the Rhoda in En Vogue?
Yes, she was a Musketeer.
She was. And she has this song.
That.
Did I tell you? This song is called Goodbye Doesn't Mean I'm Gone. Now, it is so peak 90s R&B with the saxophone. And my young brain, I was like, hey, she's not that much older than me. But she's singing about some feelings. And her voice is so deep. I'm like,
how old, around what age
she was probably 16 maybe.
Oh, wow.
We both had it all when we found each other. I'm like, it's high school, yo.
When we found each other.
Went wrong. I never thought I could love another.
Yeah.
Please listen to this song.
That's definitely junior year.
I'm going to have to send it to you because it is awesome.
Junior year crush obsession.
Oh, I didn't have any junior crushes. I went to all girls school. I didn't have time for boys.
Please.
Until it's time to go to prom.
I crushed on everybody. Although, I mean, like, I had, like, crushes here and there, but my major crush, sophomore year. Outside of that, I mean, then I dated a guy my junior and senior year, yay, but
Nope.
Never came close to my high school crush.
Aww.
Till I met my husband.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
I didn't have that. Moving on,
as it were.
Schoolhouse Rock.
Schoolhouse. Oh my gosh. So funny story about Schoolhouse Rock. I knew it existed. Who hasn't heard Conjunction Junction, What's Your Function, or I'm Just a Boo, right? But I had never really like seen it and or participated in it, right? The first show I directed was Schoolhouse Rock Live Junior.
How was it?
It was amazing. I had 2 casts of kids, so about 30 kids total. It was amazing. It was a fantastic experience.
But I still have problems with the Great American Melting Pot.
Do you?
Yes.
That song made me cry every time they sang it.
Because it's not true.
It was true when they wrote it.
No,
well, it was never really true, but
Thank
it
you.
was okay. Let me backtrack. Rewind. And no, it was never true, but it was a true sentiment at one point.
And true sentiments can also be wrong.
As they were, clearly. But, the country
The
at
Great
some point,
American
yeah.
Melting Pot.
Yes, every time they played that song. Grandfather, la, 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 la. I don't know words. I forget. Listen, I directed it. I need to know words.
That was not my job.
My job was not to know the words to the song, okay? That was Miles' job. He was my MD. But anywho, the emotion that the kids kicked up in me every time tears.
Yeah, I gotta play that for the child because I don't think I have. It's so funny. I made the husband listen to Chicken Soup with Rice. Right.
Chicken noodle soup. No, that's different.
Stir it once, stir it twice. Stirring chicken soup with rice. Carole King wrote this song about chicken soup with rice, and it goes through the year and what you're doing with the soup. I don't know why the song, again, rent free in my
your head
forever, and I made him listen to it. And I'm like, but it's Carole King. She's magical. But this song is completely...
She has a whole play written about her. A whole musical about her life.
I haven't seen because...
Oh, Beautiful is Beautiful.
I don't know if I want to see someone singing her songs without her voice. Like her voice has such a specific sound.
I think it depends on the actress playing her.
Do you?
I do.
Maybe I'll try.
But I loved it. I enjoyed it.
Matinee on a Wednesday.
There we go. How about you just wait for one of these community theaters to bring it to their community? No,
because that's even worse.
I'm kidding. Hey, now. Thank you very much.
I know, we do community theater.
Constantly.
Tried
it.
I am.
I've seen some community theater productions that were as good as Broadway stuff.
I'm always sad that when I missed The Hunchback because I love that music and I love that show, and I never get a chance to see. I think the only time I've seen it staged was on YouTube. So I think it was Paper Mill, but they're not community theater; they're Equity.
No, they're regional. That's regional theater. Yeah.
Oh, outstanding.
Speaking of Disney, Hunchback. Terrible segue. Anyway.
Great. Do it.
Speaking of and connecting the whole nostalgia theme of today's show, when The Little Mermaid came out,
my favorite.
Did you watch it?
Of course I did.
Did you take the girl to see it?
Yes.
Did you take the child to see it because you thought it would be a good production of it, or did you take the child to see it because for you it was the reliving of something? Because I just want to say for the record, I have the girl is 20 years old, so I couldn't take her. I went by myself to see it, and I was probably one of maybe 5 adults there who was not accompanied by a minor, and I cried watching from overture to the end.
Even through Eric's song, which was
not through Eric's song. No.
And then it turns out that's the child's favorite song, and I was like, ugh.
No, my favorite song was Scuttlebutt, Scuttlebutt. And you said it would be.
It was. Isn't that a fun
You were
song?
Like, Scuttle doesn't need you. I remember you sitting in that very spot talking about how you went in there and was like, oh, why does Scuttle have a song? And then you're like, and now it's the only song I sing.
Right, because it's
the only
fun.
song I sing. It is fun.
It is super fun.
It was super fun, yes. But I think I wanted to see it because for me, it's reminiscent of a time when, I remember when the first one came out and I used to babysit this little girl who would make me watch this movie.
I love how this is when I realized
on loop
the time difference between us,
you and me.
Because
you were a little girl.
I was a little girl.
Yes. I would be babysitting you.
And I was that girl.
Yes. Although, no.
And I was that boy.
No, it wasn't you.
Oh my gosh.
Different little girl.
So my mom and I, when you would write down with your friend the jingles,
Yes,
my mom and I would
songs.
do Disney lyrics. And sometimes we would get the cassettes and they didn't have the words in them. I don't know why we didn't do it for The Little Mermaid, because I know Aladdin had the words. Sidetrack. So when Aladdin, the soundtrack came out, Arabian Nights, we got the original copy, and there's a line where they cut off your ear if they don't like your face. It's barbaric, but hey, it's home. And Disney put a stop on all production of that soundtrack and re-released it.
Really?
And re-released the movie because so many people found that phrase.
That line.
And it was the first time as a kid, we were like, oh my gosh. And I wish I had that cassette tape because it's probably worth money today.
Probably. Yeah.
Anyway, back to the Mermaid. So, writing down the lyrics to Under the Sea. And we would write them down and practice them. And there was one word near the end of the song. And it was like, we got a hot blah, 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 blah band. And I couldn't figure it out.
Hot crustacean band?
Well, I didn't figure it out until I was in high school biology class.
And you learned what a crustacean was.
Yes. And I was like, I ran home, Mommy,
Mind
figured
blown.
it out. She's like, it makes sense.
Mind blown.
Mind blown.
Thank you, high school biology, for making Disney make sense.
Right, appreciate it.
A
But
hot crustacean band.
I know so many of those songs by heart. You know, singing with my little sister, like A Whole New World.
Yes.
And my little sister, fine, you be Jasmine, but if you step on my notes, we're gonna have a problem.
That part. That part right there. Thank you very much. I sang all that stuff to the girl when she was a baby. And now to see her singing it to like my younger niece to me, I'm like, it's a full circle moment.
Fantastic.
It is.
Nightmare Before Christmas, the first time our family hit 3-part harmony.
I said I was going to watch that and I didn't.
What?
I know. I'm sorry.
I actually just watched it again for like the 100th time.
Good Lord.
I've seen this movie a lot. And now I'm sitting and watching it on like a big screen and noticing now I'm in it to the point where I can see the tiniest details. Like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize that they make that face at him because the mayor's ridiculous. Like, I'm an elected official. I can't make decisions by myself.
The universal face you give when it's like, what?
I love that movie. It's fantastic.
I'm going to watch it.
You have to.
Are there any like TV shows you watch now for the sake of nostalgia?
This is gonna sound weird. Fringe, again, Canadian television.
Fringe.
Yes, it's like
Fringe. Was that the one
it's like
with
the X-Files?
Pacey
Yes.
from
Yes, Joshua Jackson.
Joshua Jackson? I'm like, I know the actor's name,
Yes.
and I couldn't. Okay.
That I watch. I tried to watch Fraggle Rock again
Why?
because it's Fraggle
To wipe
Rock.
your tears away.
It's
Worries
not-
for another day.
It's.
Let the music play. Down at Fraggle Rock.
But then I realized my favorite character, Red, is an absolute terror and should never be seen.
See, then that's the danger to watching things as an adult that we used to watch as children. Right. Because now we're like,
problematic.
What? Yes.
She tried to kill a whole species of merfraggles because their life tree was impeding on her swim lessons. She was practicing for a swim meet.
That's real though.
And she's like, hey, other Fraggle whose name I don't remember, can you handle it? And they're like, yeah, I can just kill it. Let's throw some poison in. And she's like, you know what? Before you just throw the poison in, let me go check it out. And she follows the roots to a tree, and all the merfraggles are like, this is our tree, and it gives us life.
Right.
And then the poison comes in, and then they start falling out of the tree because she's killing them.
Oh no! But she catches herself, right? When she finds the
they might have
merfraggle.
lived. I don't even know because I was so horrified I had to turn it off.
That part, see? Okay. When childhood traumas.
The Christmas Toy. Another Muppet production.
Oh, okay.
And Kermit narrates it, but none of the other Muppets are in it. So they're all new Muppets. And it's kind of like Toy Story before it was Toy Story.
Yeah.
All the toys could get up and move and talk. But when the humans came back, they had to be in the spot where the human left them.
Right.
Because if they didn't, they would die.
Oh, so this was life or death.
Literal life or death. So every year there was a new Christmas toy that happened, and they were replaced for the year as the favorite toy. And all the other toys were former Christmas toys, were like the has-beens, and they just kind of get over it.
Right.
Apple was the doll of the oldest girl, and she was the Christmas toy 2 years ago.
Okay.
And last year's Christmas toy was Rugby the tiger. And he's like, F this S, I'm going to be the Christmas toy again, so I'm going to go back under the Christmas tree. So I can be, and they're like, but if you do that, and
you'll die.
You'll die. And he's like, it's totally worth it. To
really?
Feel that love again.
To feel the feel you felt.
Yeah, even though he can't feel it because he'd be dead.
That part.
Oh, and then we lost me.
It's the logic of it all.
It is so tragic and depressing. But
Did it feel tragic and depressing when you watched it as a child?
Yes.
And yet you continue to watch it.
Okay. Yeah. Committed.
Cool.
Committed to the trauma.
So you're a masochist. And that's fair. Sure. I find myself watching things like Martin.
So you watch adult things. I don't watch adult things.
Yeah, yes. I watch it. Let's see. I wasn't like a super adult when it was out.
Right.
Thank you very much.
I mean, I watched
Baby Fallon. It was
inappropriate for me to watch it, but I watched it.
I was going to say, because should you be watching Martin?
It doesn't matter. I was
I'm
there.
going to say no. Let's see. If I was 20 when it was on, you were what, 12?
Yeah. That's fine.
Oh, yeah. I guess by then. No.
Yeah, I watched all that stuff.
Yeah. Martin, Living Single. Early episodes of like Frasier.
Yep, I watched Frasier. I don't know why.
You don't know why you watch Frasier?
Night Court.
Come on, Night Court. You know they tried to bring that back.
And it wasn't working.
At all. Which is
But I love Night Court.
Sad.
Roz?
I know. And she came back.
Did she?
She did a little appearance.
You ever watch The Upshaws?
Yes.
And she's on it? Did you see
Is
that
she?
episode?
No, I've only seen the first season.
I was at the hair salon for like 5 hours. And I watched like a season and a half. But like later, wild. Continue. Because we love Kim Fields. We
do love Kim Fields. Like, she is sitcom royalty.
100%.
For sure, speaking of Kim Fields and Living Single, come on.
Right.
And she creates these iconic characters, Tootie and Regine.
Right.
Yeah. Jim. Jim is excitement.
I love Jim. And the Misfits.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes, it is. Truly outrageous. You know, I sit and I remember being in 3rd grade and I wanted to go to school because Jim was on. And it came on 2 episodes, 8 o'clock and 8:30, and I had to go to school.
You're so funny.
And my mom being like, if I come in this room and you're still sitting in front of that television, I come back.
We didn't record. We recorded everything.
Back then, no. Okay, this predates VCRs. Okay?
No. It doesn't.
Yes, it does.
No.
Uh-huh.
I was 2 years old when I got my hand stuck in the VCR. So that was 1984.
Okay. Well, this is before then. Look, did you hear the part where I said we were poor? Did you hear that part? We didn't get a VCR until I bought it for us when I was in college.
Wow.
Okay?
My dad just likes electronics and will shell out money.
We didn't have money to shell out.
He found it.
Well, I mean, we could have gotten a VCR or we could have eaten that month. I feel like my mom made a good choice.
It's fine.
Do you want to be able to watch tapes she can't afford to rent? Or do you want to eat? We chose to eat. It is what it is. But yes, I do. I find myself oftentimes just doing things that make me feel good and thinking and reliving those memories from my childhood or my earlier adulthood. I don't know. You know, obviously when you look back on your life, you're like, I thought it was a terrible time, but turns out it was pretty cool.
It was pretty cool.
It was pretty cool back then.
Toy store commercials. Child's World.
I don't want to grow up.
Oh, you were Toys R Us. Oh, no,
kid.
I was Child's World. Who's got more toys than all the rest?
Toys R Us.
Who's got the newest? Who's got the best? Got video games by the score. Got super low prices and a whole lot more. For trains and bikes. For games I like. More dolls, more balls, more bats. Child World. That's where it's at.
Never even heard of it. Oh. Didn't know it existed.
Did you grow up in Jersey?
First of all, but you won't do. Yes, I grew up in Jersey. Born and raised.
But it's such a regional thing because it wasn't everywhere.
All right, maybe that's Passaic County. Was it out? Passaic County.
You don't remember Child's World?
No.
Because they had it at Oh my gosh.
Willowbrook?
Willowbrook? Mm-hmm.
I didn't go to Willowbrook Mall until I was an adult.
Oh, then there you go.
Our mall of choice before the huge Jersey Gardens mall was built, the outlet mall was built in Elizabeth. Our mall of choice was Livingston Mall, and we couldn't afford that either.
I still can't afford Livingston.
Livingston, Short Hills, none of it.
Nope.
None of it.
Well, now Garden State has a luxury wing.
I thought Garden State was the luxury wing.
No. They got luxury wings now where, like, there's a car.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like how Short Hills does?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm like, I just go to the movie part and Grand Lux. So I feel
That's
like
it.
I'm balling.
That part. Look.
Grand Lux at happy hour.
Grand Lux happy hour where you can get 3 drinks, for under $40.
Oh, what was his name? Zach. Hey, Zach. If you're listening to this. I told him to listen the last time I was there.
Is he listening?
I don't know.
Let's go back and find out.
Okay.
Cool.
Happy hour.
Happy hour at Grand Lux. Just don't go
Tuesday?
into the luxury wing.
Don't go to the luxury. I can't afford that. I can't even walk through there.
Without getting taxed. Just saying. I'm going to stay my happy self right here. Look, I'm going to stay in Jersey Gardens where there are no luxury wings.
There isn't? I haven't been to Jersey Gardens in forever.
That place is huge.
It's been years.
But I remember when they built it. Speaking of early adulthood, I remember the first couple of times going there when I first got my first car, my little Honda Civic, and my cousins and I would pile into my little Honda Civic and we drive out to the outlet mall. We have outlet malls. We were so excited. Bye, girl. So every time the girl's like, can we go to the mall? I automatically think she wants to go to like Willowbrook because that's where we used to go when we lived in Belleville, or she would want to hit like Livingston, and she's like, no, the big one. I'm like, the one in Elizabeth? Do we have to? She's like, yes.
That's so funny.
Mommy, they have a Primark there. I'm like, oh, in that case.
What about the one in the Palisades?
No.
You ever been?
Yes.
With the IMAX?
I've been there. The one that had the Ferris wheel in the middle of the mall.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been. Palisades Mall.
It's sinking.
Is it?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
They built it on the graves of some black people, so they deserve it.
Look at that. The ancestors have come back. Took them for a ride. That part. Oh, yes. I love it.
I'm the worst. Or the best. I can't figure it out.
That part. So, nostalgia. So, you're not watching anything right now that's bringing back any nostalgia for you? What are you watching?
So I went back into I don't even know how I stumbled across it. Back in like my early YouTube days. Mm-hmm. So it's like 10 years old now. That's my 30s. Was I really watching YouTube? Anyway. Wisecracks, I think is the channel name. But they had this segment called Thug Notes, where this guy
Thug Notes? Oh, gosh.
Where he would summarize famous works of literary art. And so, like, I was just...
God have mercy.
I can't even say it with a straight face. Like, Ethan Frome and The Color Purple and Catch 22.
Okay.
But it's, like, weird 2D animation, but, like, faces of real people, but, like, weirdly animated, like, crayon arms. And like it is the wildest thing ever, but it does such a good job of breaking down these stories, especially like stories I read. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, that's facts, dude. Mm-hmm. You gotta watch it.
And what is it called?
Thug Notes.
Okay. On YouTube.
On YouTube.
Thug Notes. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Sir, can you always remind me, because I always forget to put things in the show notes. Because I'm horrible. I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that in the show notes.
You know what that'll force me to do?
Listen. How you not listening to our podcast, man?
Because we had this short conversation about consuming our own art. I don't need to hear me.
You do need to hear you. You're hilarious.
I am.
You do need to hear you. Listen to yourself. I listened to us on Thanksgiving and I had a wonderful little time while making whatever I was making at the time.
I avoided all things.
Did you?
I did. I did nothing. I stayed upstairs.
Smart.
I stayed out of the way.
Smart. Nope, I did my cooking the day before. Thank you. The only thing I made on Thanksgiving was roasted chicken and we fried the turkey, which by the way was amazing. No flame. You know why? Because we knew to this. We true to this.
So
we got this.
I don't think that the people Anyway, I'm just going to do it. I'm go for it. This year I realized that the stuffing was actually stuffing and not dressing. And so I didn't have it. Yeah.
Why?
It creeps me out. And
Did you know that they'll give you so on one of the turkeys, because we had two, but on one of the turkeys that we had, it gave us the proper time and temperature for cooking the turkey with the stuffing. As you know, so you can avoid things like salmonella poisoning.
It just bothered me to the point where I was like, I can't do this.
Yeah, I can't do it either. I forget who I was having this conversation with, where I was trying to tell them the distinguishing differences between stuffing and dressing. I think it was my mother's pastor. I feel like I had that conversation with him.
Did I tell you that it wasn't a direct scolding, but Friendsgiving before Thanksgiving and how it was offensive to families?
Why?
Right. That's what I heard. That's what was said in my presence, not maybe directly to me. Why would that be?
Yeah, why is that?
Right. Like, why does one have to do with the other? What's your opinion? Do you think so?
Do I think Friendsgiving before Thanksgiving is offensive to family?
Right.
No, I've done Friendsgivings before Thanksgiving.
Right. The whole point is because you want to see your people.
I want to see my folks, and we don't all have a designated Thursday to do that. Right. So, we pick.
Some people find it
really
appalling and offensive.
Appalling, even.
There was a sneer with it, so I just walked away. So I didn't say any words.
Uh-oh.
Because in my old age, I'm learning
that
sometimes I just keep my mouth shut.
Girl, some things are just better left unsaid.
And maybe puff a little bit. Let it roll right off my back.
Word them up. Facts, sis. Facts.
Oh,
sometimes you have
to.
Yeah,
sometimes you just walk away.
Sometimes you just gotta walk away and just let it be what it is. Ooh. No, I've never heard that. But
since we're like reliving Thanksgiving, all like post facto, did you watch the parade? Do you watch the parade?
I did not have the parade on this year. Usually it's on in the background, and every now and then I'll poke my head in and be like, oh, so-and-so's performing or whatever. But no, I didn't turn the TV on at all this Thanksgiving until my brother got here and wanted to put the game on.
Good on you.
And that was at like 4-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Good on you. Mm-mm. So what are you watching for nostalgia other than living single and?
Well, I've gone back to Friends since Matthew Perry's death. Friends, living single. Martin. I restarted Martin.
You're so funny.
He is so stupid.
He's ridiculous.
He is just. Oh my God. I still laugh, but I laugh at the absurdity of it all now. It's like back then I was laughing because I really was just like, hilarious. But now I'm like, this is
Hustle
just
Man.
So. Oh, come on.
Pick up the pieces with the kazoo. I still play that all the time. I find a kazoo, I'm playing it.
Not for nothing, that is the funniest thing I think Tracy Morgan has ever done. Ever done. But you know what we did? Zsa's Braiding was closing on Broadway, and they had offered opportunities to see a streaming performance of it. If you pay I think I paid like $70 to stream it in my living room. I would never go to Broadway if I could do that. It was an amazing experience. My mom and my girlfriend and I sat and we watched it. That play was so good. Aww. It was really, really, I really enjoyed it. It was really, really good. So we did that. But other than that, I want to watch the Milli Vanilli documentary.
Girl, you know it's, girl, you know it's,
girl, you know it's, yes, you know it's true. Yes, that came on yesterday, and I was singing it. And even though I know Rob and Fab are not the voices,
it doesn't matter.
Every time I hear it, that's who I see. Yep. Rob and Fab.
Blame it on the rain.
Yes, that was Fallen.
Yeah, I love it.
So I want to watch that. I'm curious to know how the surviving member is doing.
Yeah.
My cousin saw it. My cousin Pam, my favorite cousin Pam.
Hi, Pam.
She saw it and she recommended it. So other than that, that's it. I started watching the David Beckham documentary on Netflix. I got in one episode.
I can't listen to his voice. It's so odd.
It's funny. I can't listen to his because it just doesn't match his
100%.
It just doesn't match.
It does not.
But I was listening. It's actually Posh Spice. I have a hard time.
No, I love her.
Sitting through.
She's my favorite.
Of course she is. No, my favorite is still Mel B. I don't know. Scary Spice is still my favorite.
I love her, but honestly, like when Victoria comes in with the vocals and like two become one, and I'm like, yeah.
Okay, to be fair, I know one Spice Girl song.
What?
I know two Spice Girl songs.
What?
That's it. So I could not. The only voices I can distinguish. Okay, I know three Spice Girl songs.
All the joy can bring.
This I swear. Yes, I know that one.
Stop right now. Thank you very much.
I know four Spice Girl songs.
I need some love like I never needed love before.
I know five Spice Girl songs. That's it. Okay, this must all be off the first album.
Hear you scream my name.
No, I don't know that one.
That's my jam.
That one I don't know. Okay, I stop at 5. I'm holding at 5. I know 5 Spice Girl songs. So the only voices I can distinguish are Mel B and Mel C.
I can distinguish all of them.
I don't know. Yeah.
But I've been training for that for my entire life.
So I feel like that's fair to you.
Do they know it's Christmas time? Do they know it's Christmas? Mm-hmm. The most offensive, awesome Christmas song ever. My mom and I
Feed the world.
used to
Let
sit.
them know it's Christmas time.
Used to sit, and she would like, who's singing this part? Mm-hmm. And I have to pick out. I'm like, oh, that's Sting. Oh, that's Bono. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's George Michael. And I train, and now we're training the child to do this thing.
Yeah.
Who's singing this song? Elton John. Bam. Who's this? Bruce Springsteen. Bam. Like,
okay.
Get that in to be able to distinguish the voices.
I think I just naturally did that.
Yeah. But don't ask me today. I was like, I don't know.
I can probably pick out the main ones. I can pick out Sting, Bono, George Michael, Paul McCartney, Boy George. I don't know who's in it. I'm picking random British artists.
But Kool and the Gang were there. You didn't know that?
No.
In the video, it's all these white people.
And then Kool and the Gang. Well, if you're gonna feed Africa,
stop. You need some black people to show.
You need a brown person or two.
Jodie Watley might be there, maybe.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's like We Are the World. I can.
Yeah, yes. Banana was definitely in that.
See, and I can listen to We Are the World and know every single artist.
Right.
Even now, I love them all.
Well,
but I think.
Well.
Yes, Cyndi Lauper. Yes. Cyndi Lauper. And then you see all the TikToks where people are like, yeah, Michael had it up to here by this point.
Yeah,
Michael was like, you sing it this way when he was, I guess, singing it with Huey Lewis. And then Huey Lewis sang it and Michael's face was like, that's not what we talked about. Love Michael. Oh, Michael's like, you'll feel it. They never felt it, Michael. They never felt it. So that's what I'm watching now.
Oh, man.
Are you ready for Christmas?
Heck no.
No.
Heck no. How are you ever? I'm never ready for Christmas.
Same.
What does it mean to be ready for Christmas?
I don't know.
This will be airing probably after Christmas.
Were you ready for Christmas?
Was I? Will I be? No. This will probably be airing after Christmas. So just full disclosure.
That's all right.
We got stuff.
That's cool, but you know what? Next time we talk and we reference Christmas, I bet we'll be like, yeah, we weren't ready. We were right.
Because we can predict the future.
Because we can, yes, hello, we're magical.
Do we want to do a Christmas episode?
No.
No.
Do we? No.
No. That's fine. If we decide that we want to do a Christmas episode, just cut this portion out, and then we'll just throw in the Christmas episode.
Fix it in post. We'll fix it in post.
Fix it in post.
Boom. So there. And as always, we're gonna ask you guys to continue to follow us if you are, and if you're not, you should be. Yeah. And if you are, tell a friend to follow us on IG. No Roadmap Pod.
Yes.
And then listen to us on all of the platforms. We're everywhere.
Thankfully, because people can see us.
There really is no excuse for not listening.
Right.
Or sharing.
And also, if you can drop us like in comments, like your favorite jingle, your favorite theme song, what is your...
We'll sing them.
Oh, we will sing them.
Because we don't care.
We have no... That should be a whole segment of just, please. Just give us your jingles.
Just, yes, listener requests.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't say Seth's name in the last episode. Hi, Seth.
Seth, send in a request.
Thank you.
Prove that you're listening.
That part.
Because if you don't send one in, we know you're like...
Well, I'm going to see him tomorrow, so...
Are we inviting him to Vegas?
It's New Edition. You can't see New Edition and not invite Seth.
I'll let him know.
I really just want to see how he fares with Mr. Telephone Man.
That's gonna be magical.
That's it.
Should we make him submit like a tape?
Would he submit a tape?
That'd be fantastic.
No,
He won't.
he won't.
He could do it for us though.
He could. Will he?
We'll promise to buy him dinner while we're in Vegas.
Boom. Lock it up. There it is.
All right,
as
y'all.
always, yes. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we will see you next time
Word.
on No Roadmap with Tasha and Fallon. Hey, don't be a jerk. Thank you for listening to No Roadmap with Tasha and Fallon. Follow us on IG at No Roadmap Pod. Send us your questions, ideas, and reactions. Tell us all the things because we're going to tell you all the things. Until next time, bye.